Well, howdy boys, Paul with you here today. I feel like I'll be repeating myself partially, but figured it's worth the video. I need to make it clear. A lot of my regulars are curious what's going on with the Mega Cab. Well, as you can tell, I ain't driving a 5th gen Mega Cab right now. I'm driving my 4th gen, my white one. I'm going camping, that's what I'm doing. Well, while I'm headed out, figured I'd use my time wisely and update y'all. Alrighty boys, I've had quite the turn of events in my life. Not going too far in the past, let's just say last year I've had a lot of struggles. This year, life's a lot easier, but I needed to change a lot, and I have changed a lot, and some went according to plan, some things, and as expected, some things went outside of that. Let y'all a little bit of my personal life. I used to own a GT350. The history behind it wasn't the greatest, so I just let it go, moved on. But I'm not much of a Ford guy. I'm not like a brand kind of guy, or what I mean by brand, like just because it's Ford or not Ford, I'll be blue in my face, bleeding blue, but swearing is the best thing. No, I don't do that. I just don't like simply the fit and finish of Ford. But that's just a vague story of Ford. Now, when I owned that GT350, and I ended up driving it daily for a short time, not by choice, but being in the situation that I was, guys, I don't want to get into details. It sounds dumb, but it was dumb. I ended up with a car that I didn't really intend to end up with, but I fell in love with that car. I studied the background of it. I realized what it's all about. And I really liked the car for what it was, but I couldn't get past the story how I ended up with the car. So I had to let it go. Time came, I got me yes guys, this is all part of the Mega Cab story. Time came, I got me a Yukon. Traded in my Shelby GT350 for a Yukon. I hated that thing. Traded a Yukon for an Escalade, couldn't be happier. Same GM problems, but the seats, the interior are much nicer. Time went on, the 5th gen came out, the Mega Cab came out. Not the Mega Cab, the 5th gens came out. For whatever reason, I hated Mega Cabs the way they look enough that I just stayed away from it. But once the 4th kit came, I got over that real quick when I realized the cab is smaller. The crew cab's a lot smaller than Mega Cab, so at that point I realized I need to get a Mega Cab. I had my struggles with my 19 Cummins crew cab long bed, but that's not the main reason why I got rid of it. The main reason I got rid of it because I firmly realized I need a Mega Cab for my family and the way I lead a life, the way I do my life, the way I take out of town. I take off out of town and enjoy life a lot in my truck. You guys could probably hear my kids messing around the backyard in the background. I'm driving my family in this truck right now. I'm going to be out of service for the next 4 days, but because I posted I was going to get you guys an updaters video and my day dragged out, I got to get you an updaters video what happened to my Mega Cab. So I made a firm commitment to getting a Mega Cab. I was supposed to get a Mega Cab in the winter of 2020 to 21 winter, okay? That was my decision. That's what I was going for. The reason I told you what I told you 2-3 minutes ago about the fact that there's a huge turn of events in my life, a lot of things have changed. I've told myself that I will also get me a GT350 in the winter. But if any of y'all know the GT350s, they came out the Heritage Edition, and I really wanted the Heritage Edition, but I realized it's probably not going to happen in the winter because people are going to pick them up, because GT350 is pretty slim, and then the Heritage Edition is even more slimmer, if I could call it that. But I was on a business trip with my whole family. Once again, I was traveling from Portland to Seattle on I-5 and Shelton. That's where the car was. I asked my family if they mind if I stopped by. They didn't, so I stopped by, checked out the only Heritage Edition on my West Coast. I liked it. My wife asked me, "What's up?" I said, "It felt like home." That's it. She asked me if I've committed to buying it. I went back and forth for a couple days, and I said, I'm just going to wait to my initial plan. I will wait till winter. Probably not going to have me a Heritage because they're going to be picked up by then. But I get me a brand new 2020 GT350 because of the history behind it, because of so much of ingenuity, and it's not like the good old Ford, it's the Shelby and the Ford Performance team. That it's just badged Ford, but it's a whole different ballgame. The engine, the transmission, the suspension. You know, the only time you realize you're driving a Ford is when you're driving to slow in traffic and you're looking around the door panels. They're just junky old Ford door panels, and they're better. I mean, they're better than some vehicles, like Mopar. I mean, I hate putting people out in a spot, but like Mopar and their Challengers and their Chargers, man, those interiors are worse. There's the main reason why I don't have a hubcap, because the interior is such a junky interior on the Chargers. Compared to Mercedes, obviously. Keep in mind, guys, I drive a Mercedes. So to put everything together, Paul's planning on getting a mega cab in the winter, which upcoming winter. Paul's planning on getting a GT350 in the winter, this upcoming winter. A couple days after I've decided and told my wife I'm going to get a GT350 in the winter, I come home, she surprised me and more or less tells me we figure out the GT350 is ready to be picked up. So what more does Paul do than hook? You know, I already had a trailer hooked up. Next day I was supposed to do a local run. Called my boys up. They said, yeah, we got you. We covered you. I'm like, but I can't tell you where I'm going. It's going to have to be a surprise. So instead of getting up early next morning and doing a local run, I got up next morning, went out to Seattle area, and picked me up a GT350. And that became a daily. I try to drive that thing as much as I can as a daily, but I'm so involved with trucking and I need a truck. So that's the story of the GT350. The GT350 cannot take the place of a truck I usually drive, because I don't drive a truck completely out of want. A lot of it's because of a necessity. You know, I do a lot of truck, I call it affiliated, but I do a lot of things every day surrounds my life with trucks. Few days out of the week I could actually drive a car. You know, sometimes I could squeeze a week or two in driving my GT350 and like squeezing in a day or two on the truck, and rest of the day rest of the couple weeks I'll be driving my GT350. Usually that doesn't happen. Typically I'm driving like 60-70% of the time my trucks, or in this case my white truck, and then in those down times, those days that I know for sure I don't need a truck, I'll jump in my GT350. So the short gist of it, guys, I'm getting I got a GT350 half a year sooner. I'm getting the mega cab right about winter time. One got ordered, got canceled. We're about to reorder another one. What happened? I couldn't. I don't know what the deal with me and Laramie's. I just couldn't. I sincerely considered the Bighorn or the Limited, and I said, the heck with it. I will buy a Limited. I will redo the center section, reupholster it, give me some nice armrest on the Laramie seat, and pray to God that He gives me wisdom to hold on to the truck for the next 8 to 10 years. Everyone's laughing at me because they know I'm probably going to change it up, but hopefully that's what I'm going to pull off, and that's what I want to do, because everybody knows I was happy with my 4th gen. There's no reason to get rid of my 4th gen, my Limited, my original 14 Limited. But because they put a new engine in these 5th gens, I had to. It's just the way I do business. I like to stay on top of things, first-hand experience kind of deal. So I had to get me a 5th gen and figure out that engine situation. That's it, guys. So, in short, I wasn't planning to have a GT350. I now have a GT350 Heritage Edition. I daily drive that vehicle. I'll make a video of it one day. I wasn't planning on getting a mega cab this soon in the process. Now I am, because when I walked into the dealership a couple months ago to put in an order in for 2 working trucks, 2 tradesmen's, they gave me a really good deal on my crew cab that I just couldn't pass it up, because it was a matter of 4 or 5 months. I was going to order another mega cab towards winter, like right about winter time. Well, it was going to be 4 or 5, it'd be like 6 months later. The price difference would have been huge. And at the time, I didn't see it logical to hold off on not trading it in, because it was a smooth transaction. The money was there, meaning it was a legitimate offer. It wasn't just some phony. These guys were solid. They came through. They paid up. So that's why my crew cab's gone. Nothing's really wrong with it. It's just the time. It's all about timing, guys. So with all these pieces to the puzzle, that's why you guys see me driving the white truck. This is a temporary truck. I try to drive a Ford, not because I'm so brand loyal. The 7.3 Ford is unfair to compare it to nowadays trucks, but it's so far back on power and comfort that I took it on about 6 days, and that was about 1,500 miles, and I said, that's it. Not enough power, not enough luxuries. I'm going too far back. So I gave myself literally 3 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, to find me a work truck. That's how I ended up with this vehicle. I bought this vehicle with like 17,000 miles on it. You know, I know the whole history behind it. It's solid ownership. I know that it wasn't like they weren't trying to move the whole town with it like some guys, man. I mean, I load up my trucks, don't get me wrong, but some of these guys, man, they go overboard with loading their trucks. I know this truck wasn't abused, that's for sure. Just I ended up buying it. Yes, this is a Laramie. No, I don't like Laramies, but for the deal and the situation, it was the right truck to buy. Really, what I was looking for is a tradesman, so I could drive for a couple months, hand it down to my boys. So once the work trucks come in, I could drive me my brand new work trucks until my mega cab comes in. The way it looks like now, I will skip driving the work trucks. I will hand them down to my working boys and let them rack on the miles and just drive this truck till I get my Laramie, my Limited. I'll drive this Laramie till I get my mega cab Limited. By the way, that's what I'm ordering. For whatever reason, by the time I made up my mind and the whole process went through, I was going to put in it. I was in the process. I ordered my 2020, and the dealership came back, said, we cannot put an order for a 2020. It needs to be a 21, so give us a few weeks. I gave them a few weeks, came back. I could order everything but the ice and transmission. I said, well, that ain't going to work. They're like, we know. So let's give it another couple weeks. So now I'm keeping my fingers crossed they don't pull off something dumb with the transmission, because I really want my icing. I really know what that thing is capable of, specifically the 19s and 20s icings, because their valve bodies are, I believe the valve bodies, something they changed up in the valve body. Those trannies are solid. Yes, Allison 9-speed, it sounds great with the, there's a little bit of knees walk, going around. ZF transmission, I don't see it much as a good heavy-duty transmission. I know you guys are going to bombard me on that. I just don't believe ZF could build a stout heavy-duty. They do good in speed. They do in high performance. I don't know. It's just my thing. Haven't had impressive experience, and I'm just coming back. They put a ZF 8-speed in the Eco Diesel, Fiat little dinky diesel engine. That tranny was burning up all kinds of clutches. So that's the short gist of it. Anyways, I'll leave that alone. I can't say I have experience at any of things. I just don't have a good feeling about the ZF. I'd really like to see Ram put an Allison in there. That's what I'd really like. If Cummins and Allison come together, guys, I want to say the end. It's over. Well, I shouldn't say that too loud, but it's going to be quite the strong company. It's going to be quite the strong bond there. Out of the interiors, Ram does have the best interior out of all the three trucks. Denali doesn't come close, and no, the Platinum Limited, in my opinion, doesn't come close. Yeah, they got great leather, but so is the Longhorn if you're into that southern brown stuff. Especially a guy like me that doesn't like sunroofs. No, I'm not too impressed with panoramic sunroof that the Fords are offering. It's just not as. The only thing I wish Ram did is massage seats. I'm all about that seat comfort. So anyways, guys, that's the story of my mega cab. What happened to it? Initially, I had a 2020 on order, and it's actually around the corner. It should be here any day. I might just go to the dealership, show you the truck. Maybe someone would want to pick it up. By the time I wanted a Limited, they couldn't do a 21, and it's just a matter of a waiting game now. Thank God I have this truck to drive. I'm not stuck with the 99.73. It's not a bad truck. You just can't compare them. That's a dinosaur compared to this stuff. Stout, slow truck. I mean, that's just the short gist of it. It's not a bad truck. It just doesn't fit my needs. Short as that. Anyways, guys, so for all you guys waiting for the mega cab, it is coming. Just a matter of time. For all you guys wondering, where did it go? Why am I not driving one? You haven't. I've had a huge turn of events. Personally, me, I'm not bent out of shape for not having a mega cab, because I have my Laramie. I can pull my camper. I go camping with my family. So that's it. That's just what it is. Anyways, guys, as always, may the Lord bless you, and may Almighty find Dan. Let me know in the comment section. What part of the mega cab did I miss this time? Ciao, bye.